What is up? What is up, everybody? Austin prechtelevate performance coming at you live. How's it going, everybody? Hope you're having a damn good day so far. Today, on this Friday, TGIF, everybody, TGIF. Today, we are going to be talking about an important concept in everybody's journey or in anybody's life in general, because this is super important. It's the concept of being okay with being a beginner. Right? So a lot of times when we come into our fitness journeys, we feel like we have to be fucking perfect at everything. We feel like we have to do everything right because if we screw it up, we're a failure, blah, 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 blah. A lot of that stems from having an all-in-all mentality. What's up, Brianna? How's it going? Hope you're having a damn good day. Hope you're having a good day so far. Yeah, guys, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to get this thing kicked off here in just a second. I'm going to be actually going on a trip this weekend and next week, so I will be still doing episodes and lives for the podcast 5 times a week. Hold myself to that standard because we're integral in this motherfucker. And yeah, so we're going to do that, but just want to give you guys a heads up. The times may be a little bit off or whatever, but if you don't want to miss anything, feel free to subscribe to my freaking podcast. And that way you don't miss anything. So any of these. And it's all like crisp and clean and edited, and it's nice. So it's all good. But anyways, guys, so we're going to kick this thing off here in just a second, but it's about being okay with being a beginner. And I hope that it resonates. I hope that it helps you feel good about your journey, no matter where you're at in your journey. So, yeah. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the freaking podcast. Welcome. Today, we are going to be talking about a very important concept for everybody. No matter where you're at in your journey or in life, this is something that holds true for everybody when it comes to either a fitness journey, a new skill set that you're wanting to work at, something like a hobby, whatever it may be. But particularly, we're going to keep it fitness and weight loss journey focused. And that's the concept of being okay with being a beginner. Right? Being okay with being a beginner. Because for a lot of people, whenever they come into something, they want to be the best at it. They want to be good at it. They don't want to fail. They don't want to mess up. They want to prove to themselves and everybody else around them a lot of times that they can do this, that they can succeed. But oftentimes what we fail to realize is that, we may have some unrealistic expectations coming into our journey. And not necessarily that it's going to be easier than we think it is, but oftentimes we, expect more of ourselves oftentimes than what, may be practical or maybe actually even realistically doable in a short period of time. And so let me kind of paint a picture here of why you need to be okay with being a beginner. Okay, you decide that you want to lose weight, right? You've got a goal that you want to lose weight. You want to do it for your kids. You want to do it for your health. You want to do it for your self-confidence. You've made the decision. You made the decision in your mind that you're going to freaking do this. You're going to start going to the gym. And you go to the gym, right? And you go to the gym and you feel weak as hell. You feel weak. You don't feel strong. You feel unsure about how to use the equipment. You've got some underlying anxiety about it, about how you don't want to look silly. You feel lost. You feel uncomfortable, right? You feel like everybody's watching you screw up or that they're judging you, right? And it makes you want to quit. And it makes you feel like you want to quit. And so maybe in this scenario, you do quit. Right? Maybe you do quit. Maybe you've quit before. Maybe right now you're listening to this and you're like, damn, that's exactly what the fuck happened to me. The last time I tried to lose weight or go to the gym, or, work towards something that I, cared about or wanted to accomplish. And so maybe you did quit, right? And the same goes for your nutrition. In this scenario, you don't know what to eat or how much of it to eat. Maybe you ended up downloading some, random food tracking app, right? You may have bought some random, diet pills or appetite suppressants or shakes that your aunt or your cousin tried or your mom tried. You may be following some sort of random fad diet that someone told you about in the hopes that this would be what changes the game for you, right? But again, it's confusing and maybe it's frustrating, right? It's most certainly frustrating. I bet it is. And so the food tracking app, the terms being thrown around with how the diet works, macros and micros and calories and, eating windows and things like that. Should I be doing intermittent fasting? What even is that? And you would know what it is if you listened to my last podcast, but hey, that's besides the point. But what even is that, right? What's a calorie deficit, right? What is that? You buy some like random expensive, like healthy, quote unquote healthy buzzword foods, like kale and antioxidants and whole grain and gluten free. And like, that's going to help me lose weight, right? Like, right. That's got to work. That's got to help me lose weight. Right. And you feel lost again. Right. And you want to quit again, all because you don't know what you're doing because you just started. Right. But that's just the thing right there, is that you just fucking started. Like, say that to yourself, like, all because you don't know what you're doing because you just started. Like, listen to that. Like, let that resonate for a second, because that's literally the thing here, is that you just fucking started. Like, nutrition is a skill. Working out is a skill. You guys need to stop being so fucking hard on yourselves at the beginning. Of course you're going to suck a little bit. Like, you're going to be bad at it. You're not supposed to be fucking amazing at something the first time that you try to do it, or the second time even, or the third or fourth or fifth time. Like they say it, like it takes 100 times for something to like become like a routine or to become a skill. Like, by definition, a master, right? A master of something is someone that has spent 10,000 hours doing something. I think that's the case. Don't quote me on that, but my knowledge around that is that if you want to become a master of something, they say you have to put 10,000 hours into it, right? You guys can't expect to be fucking awesome at something or to be a master of something if you're just starting out, or even if you've been going for it for a year or two even. Like, you can't expect to be like the best at something if you haven't put the time in. That's just how it works. And so just view these things as skills, and nutrition is a skill. Learning about calories and macros is a skill. Getting good at meal prepping, getting good at counting your calories and tracking your calories. These are all skills, right? Working out is a skill. Learning the movements, learning how the machines work, learning how your body, what workouts your body likes versus what it doesn't like, like what works best for you, right? Working out is a skill, like fitting it into your schedule, right? Your time management, all these things are skills. But because they're skills, that means you can improve upon them. That means you can learn from them. You can learn how to get better at these things. And so you need to stop being so hard on yourself at the beginning. Because like I said, if you're going to suck a little, you're probably going to suck a lot at it, just to be honest. And so own that. Like, expect that to be the case. Like, of course you're going to get confused on how a machine works. You've never fucking seen one of these in your entire life, other than maybe in like a stock image photo or in a YouTube video or some shit. Like, you've never, done these things before. And so stop like being so fucking mean to yourself. Right? Like, I was confused just as much as you guys were when it comes to a lot of this stuff from the very beginning. It's not like I was born and I knew how like calories and macros worked or how to work out effectively. I didn't really have anybody to teach me how to do that stuff. So I went like the failure, like the failure method of just like trial and error. And it took a long fucking time to learn all the shit that I know. And that's why I want to like tell you guys all about this stuff and like let you know that it's okay to not be good at these things from the very beginning. And to try and like help you not make the same mistakes I made. But at the end of the day, like, you need to stop being so mean to yourself, because everyone was a beginner at some point. And so stop quitting when it gets tough or confusing. Because you wouldn't, in this scenario, right, if you're a parent and you're listening to this right now, like, you wouldn't tell your kids to just give up, would you? Right? You wouldn't tell your kids to just give up and quit like the first time they mess something up or they don't get it right. I fucking hope you wouldn't, right? Like, set the expectation for yourself that this will take time and that you're not going to get it on the first try. Right? Or even the second try. You're not going to be perfect at it. Get away from that all in, all out mentality. You have to be perfect at something for it to be worth doing. Because that's just not the case. Like, it's all about progress, not perfection. Right? You're never, even if you did what you think is something perfectly, you're not. There's always error. There's always some level of error in everything that we do. The only time anything's ever really even like, and I'm not even like I've got mathematician friends, and they probably are like, you're probably gonna butcher this, but like, the only thing that's like, like that you can perfectly do is like, and calculate out is like a mathematical equation. And some of that's probably even up for interpretation. And so don't expect things to be perfect. Like, you can't be perfect when it comes to these things. You can try. I'm not saying this to dissuade you from trying to be perfect or to try and do a good job and to try to be the best at some of these things that you're trying to, learn, right? I'm not saying that to dissuade you, but I am saying is don't beat yourself up for not meeting an unrealistic expectation from the beginning. And at the end of the day, like I said, set the expectation that this will take time, but just don't quit. And if you need, help, or this resonated or whatever, like, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody or me or whatever it may be that you feel like you might be struggling with. But at the end of the day, all of these things are skill sets, right? And you can't be, these are all skills and habits and routines, and you can't expect to be perfect at these things if you just started Or if you've started and then you quit and it's been a long time, and like, you know, expect there to be a delay in getting like kind of getting the rust off and getting the dust off of things from your, you know, it's like, you know, it's like almost like playing sports or something. If you ever played, you know, sports, or you played like basketball or baseball or volleyball or softball or whatever it may be, like if you haven't played for a long period of time, like, you know, and you're just getting back into it, there's going to be a period of time that you're going to have to get used to doing it again. Right? It's for that muscle memory to kind of kick in. And so, you know, if it's been a while since you've done it, like don't expect to be exactly where you were from out the gate. If this is something that's new to you in your journey, and you're just starting out, like give it time to really get into effect. Let it take time for you to like build these skills and these habits. Like give yourself the space to grow. Give yourself the opportunity to screw up sometimes. And if you fail forward. Failure is not a bad thing. Failure is a good thing. Failure is literally a part of success. It is a given. It is an essential part of it. Because in order to know what you need to do right, you also need to figure out what you don't need to do, what you're doing wrong, so you can start to do the right things, right? And so like my goal through this and through all of these podcast episodes and all my posts and things like that I put out there is just to like hopefully shorten the length of time that you have to fail, right? And that you have to, you know, figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, but just kind of like talking about my own experiences and what's bullshit versus what's not. And so I hope that you got value from this, and I hope that, you know, at the end of the day, just remember, like, if you're just starting out, like, it's okay to be a freaking beginner. Like, be okay with that. Like, I think like being a beginner is an amazing thing, because there's so much that can be learned out there. And instead of viewing it as being like this overwhelming thing, look at it as this like thing that's like limitless, that has limitless potential for you to like tap into and to learn more about it. Like, if you love it and you're passionate about it and you want it for yourself, like view it from that perspective, right? Then the end of the day, everything comes down to perspective. So yeah, other than that, I hope you got value from this. And yeah, it's okay to be a beginner, and if you're a beginner, you got this shit. And I'll talk to you guys later. What's up, everybody? And on that note, that's the episode. What's up? I see somebody saying hello on TikTok. What's up? Any questions? Anybody have any questions for me while I'm here before I hop off here? I don't see any yet, but maybe we'll get a couple. But if not, it's all good. But yeah, guys, that's why it's okay to be a beginner. Like, you're not going to be fucking great at everything from the beginning. That's just not how this shit works. Like, I fucking sucked at working out when I first started. I sucked ass at nutrition whenever everything first started. I didn't know what the hell, what was, like I didn't know jack shit about protein or nutrition or any of that stuff. Like, I didn't know how much I needed or anything like that. Like, you know, that's okay. Like, that's just part of it. And like, you know, like don't think just because somebody's like, I don't know, like a lot of times people just put too much pressure on themselves to like, to do everything right from the very beginning. And that's why I tell my clients from the beginning, I'm like, look, this is going to be a transitional period of time for you. Like, we're going to learn things and stack things over time, and we'll get better at it over time. And like, you know, like once you nail this thing down, then they'll work on nailing this thing down, and we'll just add over time and habit stack. But it's just one of those things. What's up, Jessica? How's it going? We're having a good day so far. But yeah, and so just know that like this is a journey and this is a process, and like, it's not a fucking race, right? The only person like racing is yourself. Like, at the end of the day, like, just, you know that you're gonna get there eventually, and just keep putting in the work, keep staying consistent with the skill sets that you know that you need to work on mastering, and eventually you will be a fucking master of it. It's only a matter of time. You literally, like, the way I like looking at it is like, you just have to keep fucking throwing yourself at it enough, and eventually things are going to stick. Like, the key is not giving up, and the key is just focusing on being a little bit better each day. Whether that's like being better than your best self at your best day, or being a better worst self than what you are on your worst day sometimes. And so, like, you know, sometimes I like to like kind of compare. It's like, oh, like, you know, I've got my really good days where I'm like on fucking fire, Austin, where I'm like, everything I touch turns to gold, and I have a damn good day here and there, and like, I'm like, oh, I want to beat that guy, right? I want to be that next level version of that guy. And then I got days where I fucking like, I'm super fucking depressed and I can't get out of bed and shit, and I'm like, okay, I just need to be better than that version of me too whenever that happens to me. And then I focus on being a little bit better in those moments. It's just like, you know, like we're like, just because you master something, or you see these people online that are like influencers and everybody that has their fucking lives together and shit like that, does not mean that they they do not struggle either. It does not mean that they're like fucking perfect at those things either. Like, you know, everybody's got shit going on. It's just like, you know, it's just a matter of like, you know, whenever you get knocked off the wagon, you just get back on a little bit faster, or you don't quit for as long. So that's kind of how it works. And that's just, you know, I'd rather be straight up with everybody and just like, just talk about it that way. So yeah, but other than that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys got value from this. And if you're watching this at a later time, hashtag replay, so that way I know you saw it. Feel free to give the video a like, helps other people see it. Let me know your number one takeaway, or number one, like, reminder that you got from this, because I've been seeing a lot of people who watch my stuff and like, dang, like I remember, I thanks for the reminder on this, because I've been beating myself up over this kind of shit. And it's like, yeah, like, and oftentimes this is something that I really like. It's not that a lot of times it's not that we need to learn more things. It's just we need to be we need to be reminded of what we already know, right? And so, you know, yeah, and that's where I think like support and accountability comes in very comes in handy big time for a lot of times for a lot of people. That's why I have a mentor. That's why like a lot of my clients who I work with for, you know, for a while, like that's why we still work together. It's because like there's still work to be done, and it's not that they don't know how to do certain things. It's just, you know, it's really helpful to have somebody in your corner and have someone there to remind you of, you know, why you're doing this and what you need to do and things like that. And that's just part of it. Like, no shame in the coaching game, right? So, other than that, though, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to talk to y'all later. And yeah, shameless plug again. Go check out my freaking podcast, please. And thank you. Have a good rest of your day. It's in the link in my bio, and it's on probably some of my posts and shit. But other than that, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.